Hey, did you ever have one of those days or those experiences that just shocks you to your core, that changes your belief systems and how you think things are supposed to be? Today's kind of one of those days for me. And anyway, I hope that what I have to share will help you. Anyway, welcome to Big Purpose Mastermind. I'm your host. I'm Scott Wilhite, and this is Russell Brunson Week. We're celebrating. We are looking at masters of influence, figuring out what they are doing remarkable that we can mimic, that we can model, so that we can show up and share our big purpose. Now, to be honest with you, this has been a real struggle for me. I am uncomfortable in front of the camera, and so much of my intention on doing this series, this show really, is to help other people to shortcut the process, to overcut, to not go through all of the pain that's involved in being an entrepreneur, in having a life's mission, a life's work, a big purpose to accomplish. And as I think about that, and as I have really pondered that today, I don't think that should really be the purpose of this show. I think the purpose of this show is to wake people up. If you have been thinking maybe you do have a big purpose, a life's calling, a mission, something it is that you're supposed to accomplish, I'm here to push you into that world of uncomfortableness, to make those steps so that you can show up and share. And I share that with you because I've been wondering what to do about this show. Nobody's watching. I'm doing these live shows, and I'm not having, right now, nobody's on live. And I've been thinking, do I just shutter this? Do I put it away? It hasn't worked out to, create any sort of following. Am I done? And that's where my head has been this morning. And then I prepared the materials for today. And again, we're talking Russell Brunson. We are looking at some of the things he's done. And today's episode, in preparation for it, has just shaken me. And it has made me think maybe there is a reason I'm doing what I'm doing. And maybe there's something for you that can be of value and that can help you. So with that, you're really going to want to check out his video today. Really amazing, absolutely amazing stuff. Let me just really quickly run through a few things for you so that you kind of have a sense of where we are. Okay, so this is Big Purpose Mastermind. It is for anyone who feels like they have a calling, a mission, a life's work to accomplish, and you're not quite sure how to do it. Well, we are looking at some of those masters of influence who have shown up and shared their amazing stories. We're looking at Russell Brunson this week. Monday, we talked about his origin story and how he uses that to make a difference. Tuesday, we talked about overcoming obstacles, how he was like near bankruptcy. Wednesday, we talked about how he's using video to accomplish his big purpose. Yesterday, we talked about his innovative video strategies. And today, we are looking on clarity, not only on who he's serving, but why. Sorry, I'm like, oh, teary. This is a really... It was good for me today. Now, if you have missed any of these previous episodes or want to see any of the other Masters of Influence that we talk about, go to schoolofhumanity.tv. You can get in there for free and you can have access to that, see what everyone's doing. Russell is, anyway, it's just absolutely amazing. I'm just floored with today's stuff. One more thing that I want to share with you is the quote of the day. This is Viktor Frankl quoted this in his book, Man's Search for Meaning. And he said, those who have a why to live can bear with almost any how. He's quoting Friedrich Nietzsche, if I'm saying his last name right. Viktor Frankl wrote that after surviving a Nazi concentration camp. And he paid attention to those people who lived and those people who died. And the people who lived, the survivors, often they had a big purpose. They had something that they felt they had to accomplish. And that's what gave them that reason for living when life was just really hard. Sometimes life is really hard. Wow, I am really teary today. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Thanks for watching this. I hope that this helps you out with what you're doing. So I'm a guy, actually, before I jump into this, let me just tell you, I'm a guy that really has been haunted by purpose. I felt like I've got this big purpose to accomplish. I haven't known what it was, but I want to honor my calling. I want to do what I can to accomplish it. And, trying to figure out not only what it is, but how do I accomplish it? I think video is the way to do that, because when you use video, you can you could do amazing things. And especially if you use video in a way that you focus on like one person, you show up, you stand out, you speak up, you serve right. These are some of my formulas. Just anyway, kind of some of the methodology in how to create videos. Now, as we've looked at Russell Brunson, we've paid attention this week. He does hook, story, offer. He hooks you right from the beginning. You're going to see that here, and then he gets into his story, and he does give you an opportunity to participate. But this is a video about how, like, kind of his deeper why. I mean, he's an entrepreneur. He helps so many other entrepreneurs make an amazing difference. He helps them have businesses. He runs ClickFunnels, just doing remarkable things that way. But this, it goes deeper into maybe why he's achieved success and what that has allowed him to do. Think about your life. Think about what it is that you can do. And let's jump into his video. So again, think hook, story, offer at the beginning of this, and then enjoy the story.
I never thought that my faith would lead to a police raid that saved the lives of hundreds of children. But this story changed my life forever.
Boom.
I have a belief.
Okay, that's the hook.
Honestly, entrepreneurship and business, that it's not just like a thing that we pursue in this life. I have a belief that it's literally like a calling from God. And so it's interesting because I look back on my journey, like, why in the world did 19 years ago when I kind of started this thing, I was a kid who struggled in school, but then I started learning about marketing. And for some reason, there was like this spark where I was interested. And I don't think it's unique to me or to anybody. And I think the people who pursue it, as you start down that path, God gives you more gifts and gives you more ideas and more inspiration. Like, there's so many times where I don't know what the next product's going to be, the next thing. And I'm looking like, there's the people I'm supposed to serve. What do they need? And as I ask those questions, I start thinking about it and praying about it. Like, that's when the ideas come. I think a lot of times people think faith is this thing of like, you're blindly just walking in the dark and hoping that something's true. I think faith is not knowing where you're going, but like, I'm going to take that next step. And like the pathway becomes shown to you. I got called by somebody.
Okay, so I'm just going to stop there. I love that he starts out talking about faith. And that it's not just blindly walking in the dark. Sometimes it's walking forward and hoping for and praying for and looking for that next inspiration, that next spark. He uses that in talking about business. And then now he's going to switch here and talk about an opportunity that he had. He was called by this group to help them with a group called Operation Underground Railroad. They save kids from sex slavery. And he was floored by this as he looked at the information there. He just felt almost obsessed with, I need to be able to help with this. And he thought, how can I help? I know how to build funnels, but what else can I do? He wasn't really sure. So he gets ready to go to this meeting, and he thought, I need to have a prayer first. And he has this prayer where he asks God, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to help? And into his mind comes this idea, you need to create a documentary. And he's like, I don't know how to create a documentary. And then the next thought was this person that he had met for like 30 seconds. He says, you need to have him do it. And so we're going to jump into that. But I just want to point out a few things. He talks about faith. He explains some of these things. He moves forward on it. But the whole time he's listening to this inner voice, this voice in his head, in his heart, that's telling him what he needs to do to move forward. What is that voice telling you? What are the things that you need to do to move into your calling, your purpose, your big purpose, your mission, your life's work? And it may be uncomfortable. And maybe the things that I'm sharing with you aren't going to make life easier. In fact, they may make life much harder for you, especially being in front of the camera, if that's what is required. Makes me uncomfortable. But the difference you can make is remarkable. So let's jump back into to Russell's story. Amazing stuff in here.
The founder, I remember I was getting ready and I had a long drive, 4 or 5 hour drive to go meet with him. I was sitting there and I was just like, I have everything prepared. I'm going to show him. Hopefully he likes it. And I remember saying a prayer and just saying, hey, I want to make sure this is the right thing. I want to make sure this is what you want me to do. That this is going to be the thing that helps the most. And in that moment, like, I had this really weird impression. And the impression was like, you should make a documentary for this organization. And I remember the first thing, like, I don't know how to make a documentary. I've never done that before. And then the next impression came, there's this guy named Nick Nanton who you met 5 years ago. He's won a whole bunch of Emmys for documentaries. He's the one who's going to do the documentary. And I was like, I met this guy for maybe 30 seconds. I don't know if he knows who I am, but it was so clear, like, you make a documentary, Nick Nanton's going to do it for you.
Okay, so he has these impressions, he has these thoughts, and then he moves forward. Again, you need to do this too.
And so
even
I
if
pull up my
it's
phone right then.
uncomfortable.
Again, this is like the leap of faith. I went on Facebook, I found Nick Nat, my friend requested him, and then I sent him a message. I was like, hey, I just had this really weird thing, and I feel like I'm supposed to make a documentary, and this may sound weird, but like, you're the one who needs to make the video. And a few minutes later, I got a call back from Nick, and he's like, this is the most amazing thing I've ever heard of. He's like, not only am I willing to do the documentary, I'll do it at cost. If you can cover the hard costs of our team and our production, I'll take no profits, no royalties. I want to do this as a gift.
Anyway, just absolutely amazing. The beginning, the genesis of this working with Operation Underground. I'm going to fast forward because we don't have a ton of time here. They go and they start creating the documentary, and then they have this experience where they actually go out on an arrest, on a raid. And there's something that happens. One of the people there like just gets this bit of inspiration. And it's right before they're supposed to do the raid. It's like the last second, and he's told this, in his inspiration, he needs to strap a GoPro to his helmet, and then he does it. Let's watch that.
It ended with this like an actual capture and arrest. So they're in this van, like setting up the sting operation, make sure everything's happening, and they're going. And one of the guys, he had this inspiration, like, I need you to put a GoPro on my helmet. And they're like, dude, we're about to start. He's like, you need to do this right now. So grab like electrical tape this GoPro, this helmet, click record, and then the whole thing, the rest happened. And in the middle of the rest, the OUR guy was like kind of walking around outside, and he looked over and they found the lady, but they hadn't found the brothel. They didn't know where it was at. And he looks over and he sees this door. There's just a door, and there's these little kids like peeking out, and he closes it. And he's like, oh my gosh, I think that's the problem. So he runs over, opens it up, and runs in. And he finds a bunch of people in the act. These kids, and people get up and they run out. They didn't catch the guys because they weren't prepared for that. And then he comes back out, and the guy's just like, I went in there and we had back up lots of people. And then Tim's looking at the guy's helmet. It's like the cameras that are cool, flashing red light. They captured all the people in the act, the footage, the evidence, all their faces, and they're able to arrest all the people and put them all in jail.
Isn't that an amazing story?
Did that dude know 2 minutes ago to get the evidence to strap a GoPro to his helmet? We had a million miracles in the story of how the documentary was made. We showed it at our...
Okay, so listening to inspiration, listening to that little voice inside of you can make a huge difference in your life, but also in the lives of those you serve. I loved at the beginning of this video. You're going to want to go back and watch the whole thing. It's absolutely amazing. I love how he talks about the call to entrepreneurship often is a call from God, and the things that we are given, the skills and the talents are maybe not just for us, but for other people. Russell's, the things, skills, the things that he learned has now been able to save so many people. He went on and shared this at Funnel Hacking Live, got all of his people that come to his events. They raised over $1 million in one day to do this. And let's see. Okay, I just want to play kind of the end of this for you, because he just sums it up so well. But I hope that if you are listening and if you're watching and you're thinking, I do have this little nagging voice in myself telling me that I was meant for more, that there's more that I need to do in my life. Follow it. Follow that and take the next step. Each of those are steps of faith, and they can open up to amazing things that can help so many people.
Having faith that, like, I don't know how to make a documentary, but I'm going to take that step and then we'll see where it goes, and then take the next step. The documentary now has been seen by over 1 million people around the world. They saved over 4,000 children to date. And if anyone wants to watch that documentary to see how they can help, there's a link down below where they go to OURfilm.org. I think it's powerful to start seeing how God's hand is in all of this. I think for any entrepreneur, when you realize that, hey, I've been called to serve a group of people. If I really care about them, if I really want to serve them, if I'm listening with the right ears, the inspiration for what to create, how to serve, what to do next will just come to you. Business is a calling from God, but the coolest thing for us is that we've been called to change the lives of a group of people. And so when you do that, you literally have this chance to change people's lives, which in exchange changes your life as well. And that's why it's so powerful.
Okay. Isn't that just so amazing? Anyway, I absolutely love that. I honor Russell for what he's done in showing up and sharing his big purpose. And I invite you, if you have been feeling those promptings, that inner feeling that you were meant for more, that you have this calling and you don't know how to do it, step forward, listen to those voices, listen to those promptings that can help you take that next step. And as you do that, the world will open up to you and you will find out how you can help other people. I'm really grateful for this today. It's really helped kind of reframe some things that I've been thinking about. And now there's a lot of more I need to ponder. Now, if you've missed previous episodes, again, go to schoolofhumanity.tv. And you can get in there for free. Big Purpose Mastermind. You catch previous episodes with Mel Robbins, Clint Pulver, Lisa Nichols, Jay Shetty, and others. Awesome masters of influence who are showing up, who are sharing their gift and living their big purpose. You can do this too. Hopefully this gives you a bit of encouragement to listen to that voice, to step forward, to to be what you were meant to be. And hopefully now you will go and make life better. We'll see.